Hey everyone, Tom Butwin here for Premier Guitar, back with round 2 and another collection of really cool pedals. If you missed round 1, make sure you go back on the channel and check that out as well. And make sure you're subscribed to the Premier Guitar YouTube channel so you don't miss anything in the future. Today we've got 3 more pedals to take a look at. First is going to be a collaboration between Chase Bliss and Analog Man with the Brothers AM. Then we've got another collaboration from Eventide and Third Man with the Knife Drop. And finally, from Rock and Roll Relics, the brand new Stinger Overdrive. First up, from Chase Bliss in collaboration with Analog Man, we've got the Brothers AM. Now this retains everything that you love about the King of Tone and adds some really cool features in a very small footprint. So as you would expect, we have 2 sides of this pedal. They are clearly labeled 1 and 2, yellow or this kind of burgundy purplish color. And you've got volume, tone, and gain on each side. The way the signal flow works is goes 1 into 2. So now you can start doing some stacking of tones. Speaking of stacking, for each side, channels 1 and 2, you can select distortion, overdrive, or boost. So you have a ton of different options for how you want to run one into the other. You could have a boost into an overdrive, a distortion into an overdrive, a distortion into distortion, you name it. The combination is there and at your fingertips with the toggle switches for each channel. The first and probably most obvious thing they've added is right here in the middle. It's a treble boost circuit. So it's not just any treble boosting circuit. You do have 2 choices, 2 voicings within this, and the booster is before channel 1 and 2 or side 1 and 2 in the pedal if you're keeping track of the signal flow. If you go over to the right, this is your classic Range Master boost, and it's got a heavy emphasis on the upper mids. If you go over to the left, you get a more cutting, higher end, more treble sort of treble boost. So the pedal does have a few secret features in it that are less obvious. You can save presets on this using the toggle switch between the 2 foot switches. On its face, you can get 2 different presets as well as a live mode. So in live mode, obviously, wherever the knobs are, that's going to represent the tone that you're hearing. But as we'll talk about later, you got all these dip switches on the top, and there is a way to get 2 additional presets, which are accessible from a foot switch if you want them to be. So really, I mean, a ton in this small footprint of a pedal. But they didn't stop there. There are some other hidden functions as well. On both channel 1 and channel 2, you do have a presence switch. So yes, you have the tone, of course, but if you want to dig in even further and adjust the presence, all you have to do is press and hold the foot switch of the channel you want to adjust, and then the tone knob becomes your presence knob as well. Like I said, on the top of the pedal, you can customize even further with all of these dip switches. There's a lot of functionality up here, so I'm just gonna hit some of the basic ones. You can actually go into a high gain mode for either channel 1 or channel 2, and that'll be indicated by the LED going from green to red. You can actually go into a momentary switch mode for either one of these channels. So that means that if you're pressing on the foot switch, that channel will be engaged. And as soon as you let off of it, it will be disengaged. As we talked about before, there is a separate control for presence versus tone, but you can actually link those two together. So the presence and tone are being adjusted by that same knob without having to press down the foot switch associated with that. And you can change volume too. So the second channel volume to the master volume of the pedal as a whole, rather than just the volume of that channel. So Chase Bliss, along with Analog Man, have kept the heart and soul of the King of Tone, all of that functionality, but added in a whole bunch of things that are really, really incredible and very useful, very functional, and make for a pedal that can just, take maybe this place of 3 or 4 other pedals on your board in this very small footprint. From Eventide, with input from Third Man Films in this case, is the Knife Drop. Now this pedal is one of those pedals that I think is just best represented and explained by hearing it and seeing it in action. But if you have to try to explain this, essentially you've got just crushing distortion and synth sounds as well as octaves that are all used in conjunction to create the really insane sounds that come out of this pedal. Before you get overwhelmed as to what this thing does, really kind of fun, the horror film theme is strong with this, and they give you these cards, which are essentially overlays for your pedal, so that you can have some presets to start with if you maybe don't know where to start with getting tones on this pedal. But like I said, this is one of those pedals, you just got to plug it in and just go for it and see where you land. But there are some kind of hidden controls or maybe deeper controls that we do have to talk about, and we'll talk about those right now. So you've got 2 foot switches. The left foot switch is going to activate the effect or turn it off. The right foot switch is going to turn on the octaves or turn those off. And above that, you do have these 2 LEDs, but they're not just LEDs, they're also buttons. On the active side, this is going to change parameters for the filter, moving it pre and post distortion or turning it off. And the same with the octave button on the other side. This will give you upper octaves only, upper and lower octaves, or just turn it off completely. So across the top 3 knobs, you'll notice they are dual labeled. So the top white labeling is going to be what you get when you just turn the knob, and that's synth, drive, and level. The synth mix is going to blend that mono synth sound with your guitar input. If you go all the way to the right or clockwise, it's going to be all synth. The drive adds that distortion, and the level is the output of the pedal with 0 decibels being at 12 noon. Now, they are dual labeled, so you see the yellow across the bottom. If you press the button that says featuring 3 alternate endings, so again, with the movie theme, really fun, really cool. That's how you can get into the secondary controls, which are attack, resonance, and cutoff. So attack being the envelope filter time, resonance being the adjustment for the low pass filter, and cutoff is adjusting the sweep of that envelope filter. So on the back of this pedal, we do have some in and out we have to talk about. You can go from mono to stereo mode for this pedal with a TRS cable. You can have a stereo input and then of course stereo output. If you're in mono, you get the same thing out of 1 and 2 as far as output. Expression pedal control, of course, and then you do have a guitar and line level switch. So the different types of instruments you can run through this. Of course, that variety is wider with that switch. 9-volt power, as well as a USB port for your software updates and MIDI control. Just a really, really cool pedal. I love the horror movie theme, the cards, again, that come with it, all the imagery from Third Man Films. Really, really cool, but most importantly, this pedal sounds like nothing you've ever heard before. From Rock and Roll Relics, we have the Stinger Overdrive, and when it comes to simple things that just work, something like the Stinger Overdrive is exactly what you think of. Small footprint. The case, as you would expect from Rock and Roll Relics, just like their incredible guitars, looks in the best way like it's been used and beaten up on stage. You know, just a really, really cool paint job and relic job. Very simple controls on this Overdrive. It's volume and gain. That's it. No tone control, just volume and gain. And the cool thing about this is the fact that you don't have tone control. It just means like it sounds great no matter where you put the knobs. Now you can run the gamut with this. You can basically turn it into an almost clean boost if you want to by bringing that gain way, way down and turning the volume up. If you go somewhere in the middle, you get some really nice light, just breakup tones from the pedal. And then if you want to go full out, just dime this thing, you get some searing lead tones, which are a ton of fun. And again, not harsh in any way, just so usable across the entire sweep of that gain knob. It's really, really cool. You know, when a pedal, it just works no matter what. You can't even mess it up. I can't even mess it up. So all of that tone and classic sound is coming from new old stock parts, as you're coming to expect from Rock and Roll Relics and their pedal line. So this thing is as authentic as you can possibly get it, but with a modern spin so that it's reliable and really sounds great with any guitar or amp that you decide to pair it with. So there you have it, 3 more awesome pedals to check out from Chase Bliss with Analog Man, from Eventide with Third Man, and then Rock and Roll Relics. You could use all 3 of them on a board as far as I'm concerned because they all sound great and they're all very different and they're all really cool. Once again, my name is Tom Butwin here for Premier Guitar. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything else in this series, as well as all the other great content that we're bringing to you. I'll see you in the next one.